This is another episode of the Decoy Sports Podcast. All right, welcome back to the Decoy Sports Podcast for another week. My name is Jackson, and this is my best mate over here, Joel.
Hello, Jackson.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, yeah, another Monday.
Yeah.
Ticked off.
Not too bad of a Monday.
Yeah, had to get up early today in coach, actually, so she's been a big one. Been up since about 4:20.
No, I was up at 5, so.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I was up through the night with the baby. So.
Hey, man, that's your
Not
choice.
competition, though, I guess.
That's why I don't have kids yet.
That's right.
You know?
Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah. How was your weekend? What'd you do? Other than see me?
Saw you for dinner. Not too much, man.
Nothing?
We're going to go New South Wales, but Katie's family was sick, so.
Oh.
Scratch that.
Scratch it.
Yeah, nah, not too much, eh? What about you?
Nothing, bro. Just chilled out this weekend. We're going away next weekend, so just sort of preparing for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Had to work Saturday and then obviously saw you and chilled
Yeah.
out, watched the footy.
Yeah, watched a bit of footy.
Mm.
I didn't watch the Roosters game. I'm not going to lie, but I was checking the score.
We'll get into it. We will get into it. Jesus fuck Christ.
Yeah.
On that note, let's get into Gun of the Week. Who have you got this week, mate?
Okay, let me find it. Probably should have that up already. Gun of the Week.
Did you at least write down the stats this week?
No.
Oh, you fucking did. One day you will.
Probably not. Gun of the Week, Warriors.
Yeah. Great.
This like
It's hard though,
it is.
because it's like, are they really good or are Sharks just fucked?
I think Warriors being good. They're
For sure.
having
We
some
were
good
talking about them
wins.
last week and stuff, yeah.
Just Sharks were poo, but they shouldn't get beaten by that much.
Nah, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
They just can't beat top 4 teams, the Sharks.
Yeah, just another year. Like one of them years for the Warriors.
Yeah.
It screams like 2011.
It does. We've
Yeah.
said it a few times, and I just feel like there's some sort of camaraderie, like everyone's on the same page at that club.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just sort of see it in different,
Like they've all just
different
like
videos and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're just all very bought in. And
Yeah, they're like bought
they're all just
into
mates.
I can't remember the coach's name, but like they've just bought into whatever
he's
bringing.
clearly like, yeah, and I think he's just probably recruited really well.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of fringe players in, like from other clubs.
Yeah.
Jackson Ford and a few of those sorts
Mitch
of guys.
Barnett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, Metcalf, all these players that were sort of
Yeah,
probably
hasn't he been a good buy?
yeah, all these players that were probably on the fringe there, and just turned them into like a team.
Yeah.
And we'll get into obviously the Roosters and stuff, but it's a perfect example of probably players playing above their pay grade because they're playing as a team and they're brothers and they've got this camaraderie.
Yeah.
Versus players that are paid a lot of money and are clearly just
individual
superstars that just won't play together.
Yeah.
It's
like
just a perfect example of two
100%.
two opposite ends there.
That's a really good way of putting it, and it's pretty good to see because like when they're going good, like it's good to watch.
100%.
Play some sick footy.
Yeah. And you watch most years, man, when teams actually win the comp or get really far, they're not always necessarily the best team.
No.
Like if you look at their overall squad,
They've
they
got a
might have
couple
good
of-
individual players, but most of the teams that win never are like the best team.
No.
Like Panthers probably at least last year and maybe the year before, I guess, but they were really just young players that are all together as that one team. You look at like most teams were like that, Even when
Like
the Roosters won a few years before, like most of their players that are now superstars, your Latrells and all this, they did buy players for sure. They bought like, Cronk, but as I said, they bought a few players, but a lot of that team was made up with a lot of their young core. Radley, Latrell, Manu, they were all just new coming through.
Yeah, like in the early 20.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's the same with, even the Storm, they had that weren't a really strong team in, was it 20 when they won?
They just had the core.
They just had, Smith,
Munster. Yeah.
Like Hughes had only played like a couple of games.
And he was a fullback anyway.
He was a fullback, just moved, you look at all the teams throughout the thing, like they've never really been super, super dominant in all these things. And I feel like you're almost seeing the start of that with the Warriors. And I don't think they'll win it this year.
Neither.
But next year, and they get an RTS.
Yeah.
You know, they get these superstars that come in
Just to
and
like,
just
fit
fill in
that final piece
that
of
little
the puzzle.
bit.
Yeah.
And I think they could be really on
Yeah.
next year, man. Like,
Yeah. Like when you're talking like that, like 2016 Sharks,
yeah,
like screams out to me.
another perfect example.
Yeah. Like a few like superstar, like Ben
Yep.
Barber and stuff.
Yep.
But just hard nut truckers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like Adam Fanua-Blake, he could just be the gun of the week. Just
He could be the gun of the
What I
week.
mean? Like, he was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I'm pretty
Again.
sure I sucked him off from a few episodes ago.
Oh, mate, you love him. So
he's really. I didn't have him.
you want
in
to play for the
multi,
Blues, even though he's not he's fucking New Zealander. But you know, we'll take anyone.
We'll take anyone. Who was yours?
Mine was actually I couldn't go past again. Tago again, unbelievable.
He's a weapon.
Yeah, I had him a couple of weeks ago, and I thought he was a standout player for the round for me. Like I don't think there was too many really, really like
on hammer as well.
Yeah,
just like dominated him.
Yeah,
yeah.
That
is
unbelievable.
That palm he did for his second try.
Yeah, I want to remind me about that later. So I did text you about the hammer thing. So when we get to the Dolphins later, let's bring that up and talk about it in terms of just him playing in the centers and but yeah, Tago
just dominated,
mate. Yeah, he had I wrote down his stats here. He had 200 run meters for.
Did you do stats for this?
I
segment?
did. Yeah, I did.
Right.
200 run meters off 15 runs, 36 post contact, 2 line breaks, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 2 tries, and 7 tackle breaks.
It's fucking heavy.
That's good stats, bro.
That's wild.
So he had 4 try involvements, 2 assists, 2 tries.
And he's so young.
And he's in the centers.
It's like one of the hardest positions to play.
Mental, eh?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's
good.
Yeah.
He's actually looked better since he's moved to the right.
He 100%.
So
has.
I don't know if I guess you have to move him back to the left because you got Crichton and stuff will come back in. But he's definitely
still
looked
great.
better.
He's still great on the left.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just feel like because I don't know, he's just looked. It's weird because you normally have your strike center normally plays left.
Yeah.
But he's just looked better on the right for some reason.
Has, yeah.
So I don't know if it's just because of the matchups he's had there the last few weeks. Might be that.
Maybe.
But yeah.
But he's definitely he's definitely killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your turd of the week, mate. Who you got?
Look, I couldn't go past the Friday night game.
Shot the Tigers. Wait.
It's a Knights player.
A Knights player?
Yeah. Jack Hetherington. What the fuck is doing?
Oh, mate. You tell me.
Seriously. He has one of them in him like fucking every week.
I messaged him and was like, bruh, he does this all the time.
Like every week.
And you wonder what he's like a good player and he
plays like 20 minutes.
I know, but no. Like he's a good player in terms of like when he was at the Dogs and who was he there before? Like maybe it was the Warriors for a bit.
Yeah,
I think.
It was, yeah.
And everyone kept letting him go.
Yeah.
And I was like,
this is the reason.
Why were they letting him go? He's good.
Yeah.
And
that's the reason. Yeah.
And he doesn't get through more than 15 to 20 minutes max.
Yep.
He's almost a bit of a waste position for me.
100%.
Like
it's like
I'd rather have Jack Johns or someone like that there.
Yeah. I think they're probably regretting letting go of that young front rower for Lockie Miller. Because we let go of like the New South Wales like up and coming front rower for a swap.
Well, you were trying to get one of our forwards for Dom Young at the start of the year. They were trying to get either Egan Butcher or I think it might have been Fletcher Baker.
Right.
Yeah, at the start of the year. And that would have been perfect for you. Perfect, yeah. Would have fit in really well.
Yeah.
One of those guys, but we were just like, nah, you're not having them. Yeah. Even though we let go Fletcher Baker to Broncos. He's going next year, Broncos.
Yeah,
but
I'm just trying to think about because surely he's not a long term. He can't be. If he's going to have that in his game all the time.
I want to know how long he's signed for.
Fuck, hopefully till just the end of this year.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
I know that we've recruited this 2 meter tall second rower that's meant to be like Sonny Bill from England and someone else.
Yeah,
like
you're just missing that extra bench player. I think you're just like one bench player short.
Yeah.
And use a weird though. You're going through patchy. It's just what you
weird,
do.
yeah.
You're fucking weird.
It's so weird.
You'll play really like that first 20. I'm like, oh fuck, they're actually, going to back up from what how he said. They don't know what we'll get.
Yeah.
And then you still don't know what you're going to get.
No,
I still can't tell you next week what will happen. You got Storm as well.
We'll get hummed.
But you don't know.
But you don't.
You don't
that's
know. The thing.
We might play like a
if
good
you play
half.
that good part that you can play, you might be around there, man. But it's just hard to know, right?
100%. But yeah, Jack Hetherington, turd.
Yeah, he's a turd.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, but you're turd.
Sorry, mate. Who have you got?
Who do you think I have? I've got the fucking Roosters, mate. Absolute dogs. Honestly. They've ruined my. They've ruined
Absolute cocks.
They've ruined my year. Honestly,
Ruined your year.
My whole year. They've ruined it.
Like
it's hard because we've gone fuck yeah. Like I've probably been more committed to the footy season this year than almost any year because
we're talking about it.
Yeah, I watched all the games, like a lot of the games anyway. But I've been taking it more in because I've got to chat about it and stuff. And they've just fucked me because every team I support's fucked me this year.
Like low key, kind of loving it, but
yeah, that's fine. It's good content, but
because like this is my
just
world.
Give me
this
something.
is like me every year.
But like just give me something with that team.
I know that's what's so hard to believe.
Like they are so bad. I can't even fathom how that team can be as bad as they are.
Yeah.
I wrote down some stats and this is just, I can't actually put into words how this makes sense, right? So let's just go from wins, losses in the last little bit. That's their third loss in a row. They've lost 7 out of the last 9 games. 7 out of their last 9. And the only teams they beat was Bulldogs by 1 point or 2 points, sorry.
Us by 2.
And you by 2. That's it in their last 9 games. So that was their wins.
Wow. Have there been any close losses? I don't remember them being very close.
Like losing by
Like
1
point, 2
they
points.
got the one on the last play against the Dragons. But then we were kind of like got a lucky when Teddy got that. Like we shouldn't have been in front anyway in that game.
Yeah.
And then there was 1 or 2 others wit we like got done right on the last 2 weeks before that. We got done like late where we should have, you know. But it doesn't. You still lost, man. Like at the end of the day, all those games you look back and we weren't scoring many points in them. No. And this is the biggest telling thing of the whole year, is the points, right? So just for instance, like we're in 14th position now, 14th. So there's the only teams below us. The Bulldogs, the Dragons, and the Tigers, who are all just absolute dog shit teams. They're the only teams we're in front of.
When I saw that today, I honestly could not believe it.
It's fucking wild. Like they're the only teams, and
how many points
they're really bad compared to us. But like it's only so that we're 4 points in front of the Bulldogs, but we've played all 3. We've got all 3 buys, and they've only got 2. So technically we're 2 points ahead of the Bulldogs.
Fuck.
Yeah. Tries score. So our total points this year of points we've actually got is 278 points.
Scored.
We've scored 278 points this year. To put that in perspective, we're coming 16th out of 17 teams for points scored. The Tigers are on 269. So tries scored, we've got 47 tries this year. The Tigers have 46. So we're 1 try away from being. So say for instance,
because they got like 10 in that. Say for instance, game.
Yeah. Say for instance, we didn't score those last 2 tries in the last 5 minutes the other night. We would have been last on the ladder for points and tries scored. Last with our team.
So at the end of next week, you potentially could be last in tries and points scored.
100%.
Yeah,
we could have been this week if we didn't score those 2 late tries.
I'm saying like if you have another shit week.
Yeah. So for instance, the Eels are coming 17th, and they've got 475 points scored. We've got 278. They've got 475.
Wait.
The Eels are coming 7th on the ladder.
Yeah.
And their points scored is 475. And we have 278. They've scored 82 tries. We've scored 47. And they're coming 7th on the ladder.
Yeah. Do you have the Knights there?
No. I only had them because they were the highest. They were the highest.
Okay, right.
That's why I put them down. But they're coming 7th, bro. Like obviously they've conceded points as well.
Yeah.
And it shows our defense is pretty good. Yeah. But it's a telling stat because it means that our defense is good, but we just can't fucking score.
Yeah.
Why? Why can't we score? I'll put some other stats out for you. So we're 14th in line breaks. 14th. Yeah. We are 15th in run meters. So we're 3rd last in run meters in the whole competition.
Fuck.
We're 4th in errors in the whole competition.
Yep.
We're 4th in penalties conceded. And we're 16th in completion rate. So we're 2nd last in completion rate as well.
Holy fuck.
And I thought I'll throw this in there because it is the Decoy podcast. We're 16th in decoy runs, 562.
I didn't even know there was a
I
stat.
don't know. I saw it there.
I didn't even know there was a stat.
But
holy fuck,
mate,
that is pretty
where did
crazy.
I don't even have words, man.
So
like, how can that roster be this bad? Honestly,
so Parramatta said a 475 scored.
Yes.
Knights are 407 points scored.
So a lot of teams are in the 400s, and we've got 278. We're not even in the 300s yet, man.
Holy!
They've nearly got double. Like Eels,
and you've conceded 384.
Yeah. So the Eels are 5 tries away from being double tries to us. Double the tries what we've got.
It's like a self-implosion.
Mate. I just don't know, like, what can you say about it? I don't know, like, how...
What do you say?
Is Robbo under, like... You know... Is he?
Under what?
Under pressure? Is he gone?
He has to be.
With that team, and you come in 14th, and you can't score tries, man.
Has to be. If the like
on the on the weekend, for instance, I think the last couple of weeks we've played really, really good, and like it was 6-4 until 60 minutes into the game.
Yeah,
and then you know there was the last. I'm just going to talk mainly about the Roosters now. Like we won't really talk about it later, but like like after half time, there was that 20-minute mark, and we were blowing them off the park, man. We were the better team.
Yeah.
We were better team going into halftime, and we were the better team for the 20 minutes. And to 60-minute mark, and we had opportunity after opportunity. We couldn't score a try.
Yeah.
And then it was 6-4 still, and then all of a sudden they scored 3 tries in 10 minutes. And it was fucking like, it was like 24 to fucking 4, and the game was over. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
It was 8, I think it was 7 line breaks to 2.
Yeah.
And it was 6-4 still to them.
Yeah.
7 line breaks too.
Yeah.
How can you not finish that off? 7 line breaks.
Yeah.
And you get 1 try out of it.
But where is it where is it missing? Like
I don't.
Manu's gun.
So this is what Robbo said after the game, because they asked him, they're like, why aren't you scoring points?
Yeah.
And he said that something's happening where he said last year we had individual brilliance where one player would be able to score a try. He said for some reason this year, to score a single try, it's taking like 5 to 6 players to combine to fucking somehow.
But isn't that how rugby league works?
Yeah, but then like every team can like seems to be able to get a try as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but is that not saying last year was sort of like just fluky?
No, because
he's just relying on
what he's trying to
individuals
say
do
is
it?
he's trying to put some of the onus back on the players. He's taking a lot of heat, which is fair, right? But he's also saying, at the end of the day, sometimes the players need to take a little bit of ownership as well. And it's like, you're all being paid as much as they're being paid.
Yeah.
And they can't even, like, they're getting 10 points in a game. It's like, at some stage, someone's going to have to fucking do something. All these players are on a lot of money.
Yeah.
Someone needs to have some individual brilliance and score a fucking try or or do something, because they can do block play after block play and do this and that. But teams can just figure it out, man.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure being put onto other teams because no one's single-handedly doing anything.
Yeah.
You look at everyone, man. Like Ponga can do it. He did it how many times on the weekend?
Yeah.
Well, why aren't our players stand up and doing the same thing? The only one that's had half a crack this year is Manu.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I can say he's actually scored some tries.
Are they missing Walker?
Well, yeah, but
no, like are they like I know they're missing him, like literally missing him, but are they missing him? Like was he not the problem? Obviously, he wasn't the problem.
He wasn't the problem. I don't think it's him, man. I honestly just said, like we said before, about the turd, who was it? We're talking about turd of the week.
Hetherington.
No. Oh, sorry, Gun of the week. When we're saying about the Warriors playing as a team, and I said like I just think the Roosters are like the opposite. I think it just comes a lot back to that, man. I just don't think we're playing together. Yeah. Like it feels like everyone is individuals.
Like your big recruit this year was Brandon Smith.
Yeah.
He does not look like
there's
half the player he was.
I don't know. I don't want to like say things that might not be true because I honestly have no idea. I have heard things, but I think it's like it's just rumors, man, that people say shit. But like at the end of the day, like I feel like there might be some off-field stuff happening. I don't know that for sure, but you look at him and you're like, how can you go from that to that?
It's so different. He looks fitter.
So different
than he was.
And I've brought it up before in the last, like earlier in the year about, I feel like he's doing too many outside media things and not focusing on his footy career. Like he wants to be in the media outside of like after footy and stuff, which is great, man.
But you gotta
like,
let your
if you want to do a bit of that,
talking, right?
but like he's doing like 4 or 5 different media things, and I'm just like, that's fine if you're playing really well, but you're not.
Yeah.
So let's put something on the fucking back burner.
Yeah.
You've signed for a lot of money as well. You know, you're a
should
marquee
be a priority.
signing. You should be at least playing reasonally well.
6 out of 10.
It's hard to say. He's just come back from an injury.
100%. But even
before that, he wasn't going well either. You know, and he was in and out with injury a lot. Yeah. It's just hard, man, to look at and see that team and go, like,
how you come 14?
How are you coming 14?
Yeah.
You know, I just...
And like you say, like Bulldogs or Tigers, they don't score 20 points in a game. You're like, oh, it's okay because they don't have as good of players.
Yeah, you're like, oh, they've got some good players, but
but you can see if they're against a good team, how they wouldn't do that.
You could go from 1 to 17 with us 90% of the time. Like, I know we've had injuries this year, but most of the time, and that team on paper beats any other team.
100%.
Even when we've had injuries.
Yep.
Like, I would even say with Sand and Smith in there at 7. You look at that team against the Storm team on the weekend, even with Teddy out.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably a better team on paper.
Yeah, on paper, yeah.
You know?
But the Storm just play as a team.
Because you'd say that like Manu's better at fullback. You look through that team. Manu.
Yeah, but Munster's better. Grant's better.
Yeah, okay. So you go, Manu's probably better
then your
than their
forward
one.
pack's better.
Tupo's better, you'd say. Who was our centers? So Suoliti.
Probably not. Not Olam.
Well, it was him. It was Billy Smith, Remus Smith.
Yeah.
Probably pretty even, right? Yeah. Suoliti, Olam. You'd say probably Olam in terms of different attributes, but probably similar. Not. There's no one that stands out more than like if you say Suoliti's on the wing, you'd say probably him, right? Other winger was Pauga, so yeah, you'd probably say Coates or whatever is probably better. Yeah, cool. One. You go through the halves. Like
probably Storm halves better.
Yeah, Storm halves are definitely better because they had Hughes there, so they're probably better. Yeah. 9. Well, we started Turpin, and then he looked really good the last few weeks, and then Smith came on 20 minutes in, and Turpin never came back on, and it's just like
there's no
he just
game
looked
plan.
Fucked. Like he looked fucked after 20 minutes.
Surely,
and he never came back
coming
on.
Back from injury, like they need to.
But then you go through our forward pack, man.
Yeah.
You're like Lindsay Collins.
Representative forward pack.
And this is the thing, man. Like our forward pack's doing what they need to do. We're in there and the whole game,
it's like
bro.
New South Wales game 1 and 2 can get down there, can't execute.
Yeah. We're in there and the whole game, and they just can't score tries, man. I just anyway. It's just fucking mind-boggling. I don't get it. I don't get how you can be this shit. To be second last on nearly all these stats, dude.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
The Tigers are the only one that's worse off than them in the whole.
Surely, like Uncle Nick's not fucking happy.
I don't think anyone at the Roosters is happy, man. They'd better fucking work it out, or there's going to be issues, man. It's like there's going to be mad issues.
Like uncharted territory for you. Like you were here in like 2015 or whatever.
Yeah.
2016, whatever year it was.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because I was living in London that year, and I actually missed it.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of that year, and
but now you actually have to relive it.
I have to relive it. I didn't really have to live it at all, which was great. Everyone told me about it, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't really watch that year because I wasn't here. So, but it's got to a stage now where it's just like, I don't know. The thing is, like, he said to, apparently he met with, what's his name? Nick Politis that year. He told me, like, he didn't tell me, sorry. I heard him say in an interview that he sat down with him and said, look,
rebuilding year.
I'm going to tell you now, this year's going to suck. Like, we're probably going to be not in the top 8. Give me this year, and then next year we're going to fire. But then you go through that team, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you go, Roosters, and then people just think about the year after and the year after.
And like
they had a young Latrell, like he was like fucking 18.
Did they even have Keary then?
I think they had Keary. But
he didn't have a halves partner, really.
Didn't have a halves partner. Like if you look at that team, they were like, a lot of young players, and then you look at the next year, and then that's when they, 18, 19.
They're figuring out what direction they were going in.
Exactly. But then this year, you can't say that because their team is ridiculous.
If they had a meeting at the start of the year, they would have. Robbo would have said.
If you imagine Robbo sitting down at the start of the year,
he would have said, "Mate, we're top 4."
Yeah. Imagine if he sat down at the start of the year and goes, "Oh, we're not going to make top 8 this year with that team." What would fucking Nick say? He'd be like, "You're kidding me!"
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's meant to be a rebuild year either. I think they've just fucked it. So
it can't be a rebuild year.
Yeah.
The year you just had last year with all those injuries, and still finished the year like 6th or whatever.
Yep.
To this year, with hardly as many injuries.
Yeah.
Should be way
wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've talked about him for a while, so let's move on. Sorry, guys. I just had to get off my chest. I promise we'll talk about him later.
I think everyone would have been expecting that.
Someone had, yeah. Okay, mate. So we have to cover State of Origin. We haven't actually talked about Game 3. So long ago. We almost, I think next year we'll have to do some sort of review one, even if we might even have to, even if it's just like an online one where we sort of do a little Zoom call, me and you just chatting about it or something to upload, just so people, just so the fans get the bloody.
We'll do like, maybe we'll do like Thursday Arvo or something.
Yeah, if we have the time. See how we go.
Make the time.
Well, you're the one with the fucking kid, mate.
Yeah, but she'll be in like daycare or something like that.
All right. 24-10. Blues got up on that one.
Fuck, we needed it.
We needed it, but I also just feel like it's a bit of a like, what if type 100% thing. That's what I felt like. It was such an empty feeling after the game for me because I was just
you can see it on the players as well.
Yeah.
It's like, we won, but we lost. So it is 100% what could have been. Like, we were screaming. Everybody was screaming. Cody Walker game 2. Yeah. And,
people could say, oh, you ate your words. Like, you said all this shit and you put up all these things about Freddie picking who they picked and stuff. And maybe I can definitely eat my words a little bit around Bradman Best.
But everybody was surprised.
In saying that, I wasn't saying he was a shit player. Just like everyone said in every fucking interview. None of us saying, oh, he's a bad player. No. He doesn't deserve it. What I was saying is I feel like there was other players that were in front of him to get the spot. 100%. Not that he was like, it was nothing to do with him, and I even said to you, like, the whole thing that's changed, that the whole thing that like why it worked, in my opinion, is because of Cody Walker. Yeah. He freed up that entire attack.
100%.
And I guarantee you, if it was the same team as like game 2 or game 1, and you had Bradman Best playing in that left center, he would have done nothing.
Nothing. Because Lua would have.
He just every time they block played, would get it.
Isaiah Yo
crammed him in there right on the sideline, and he'd either pass it or he'd have to fucking turn it under, and that was it.
Yeah, No, he fully freed because having Cody Walker there has the defense on the back foot because they don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Well, he was getting the fucking ball. He was actually getting the ball one off the ruck, or not
having to go through Isaiah Yo.
Yeah. So by the time they throw through 3 hands, he's near the sideline and they can't do anything.
No.
He's actually getting the ball. He's getting time, looking up, making the right decision. He freed up Teddy even. Teddy made like 2 or 3. People were telling me that Teddy had a shit game.
No.
Go watch it again, honestly.
He made 230 meters.
230 meters.
Like 50 post contact.
And they were like, oh, what? Because you set up that one try. Yeah. But he almost broke the line like 3 times. Got ankle tapped through the line. Like, he could have had another 3 try assists, man.
Yeah.
And 300 meters running. Like, it's crazy. Like, just by one player, what can change an entire game, like an entire team.
Yeah. Well, I would argue that it's probably 2 players. It was Cody Walker, but it was putting Cam Murray into 13.
Yeah, and he almost played the carrion role. Just fucking put your head down, make meters, quick play the ball.
If he's not 13 next year,
he will be. He has to be.
Like, I'm not here.
He will be. I actually thought
seriously
what we thought in terms of Isaiah Yo playing that just
front rower,
and he played it well. Played it well.
He's big man. He's got minutes in him.
Yeah.
He plays in the middle of the field anyway.
He's got really good late footwork, so he actually, for a big man, and
he was
makes
breaking he's half breaking the line.
You watch most of his runs. I went back and watched the highlights of most of his runs, and he made at least nearly 10 meters every time.
Yeah,
and that's big for Origin because he just has that late footwork with tired people, especially coming off the bench. He's actually really good off the bench.
He's so
works good. Like, works probably better than Murray. Murray needs to play 80 minutes. He just has 100%. to. I don't give a fuck where you play him.
Yeah, no, for
sure.
He
has to play 80 minutes every game.
Yeah,
he just has to
start 13 if you want to bring Yo on. Put him at
12 or something. Yeah, it has to be.
He's too he's close to our best player.
But as I said, like, this is a perfect example of like a what if for me, because it's like if you just, I know he had an injury cloud around his calf in game 2, like Walker did.
Yeah,
but apparently
he played that weekend anyway, didn't he?
He would have been fit. Yeah. So he should have played game 2.
Yeah.
And you know, you look at it and you're just like, fuck, man. And this is the reason, like, I just can't have fit like Freddie there next year.
No.
I'm sorry, but I just...
It's too, like,
you can't look at that game and go, yeah, we did really well. You know, he deserves another shot. No, because...
We still lost 4 of the last 6 games.
I'm pretty sure... I didn't actually go back and look at this, but it was just something I heard, that in that game, from game 1, there was only 7 players still remaining in that game. So 7 players within 3 games...
Made it through.
Yeah. So you can't look at that and go, oh, he got it right on the last one. You got to say, we got it wrong.
He got it wrong, yeah.
He got it right. He lost the series because he got it wrong.
Yeah.
And if he
needs to get it right game 1. And,
yeah.
Well, game 1's his trial.
Yeah. No, this year it had to be.
Yeah.
Because whoever won game 1, I said it a million times, whoever won game 1 this year was going to win.
Yeah.
Because it's a neutral ground.
Yeah.
And going to...
It was always going to be hard going to Suncorp.
You could never go to Suncorp second game, down 1. So if the Blues were down on that first game, it was just always...
Yeah.
Like, it was going to be... It was like a 99% chance they were going to fucking lose that. You just knew it.
And just these weird, like...
You know? And it was just... Fuck. Yeah.
And can we talk about the bench for a second?
Yeah. It didn't matter.
Fucking bench... Like... I know it didn't matter this game.
But it's just it's a perfect example of carrying Gutherson for no reason.
Carried Nico for no reason, essentially. Carried Stefano for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. He's made a lot of errors in this whole series, man, and for that, I just don't think I could have him there next year. I don't know. I don't know who the answer is.
I seen a quote and there was like a screenshot or whatever of the coach's box, and Ivan Cleary was like behind him in the coach's box.
Yeah. And he was apparently giving him... I watched the press conference.
Yeah.
And he was giving him a bunch
pointers
of
and stuff.
Bunch of pointers, and he's like, yeah, I asked a lot of help over that. And it's like, that's fine. But like, why have you brought him in the last game?
But
like,
and
why
also,
is he just not part of your coaching staff then or something?
Yeah.
You know?
And also, like, you're meant to be the coach.
Yeah. But then you look at someone like Mal did that for a lot of years.
Yeah, yeah.
But he set his team up and went in like that.
It wasn't just a random like blow in or something.
Yeah, it's just strange.
Yeah.
It's like, what, you wait till the last game before you feel like you need help?
Yeah.
It's just I just feel like he just does whatever he thinks is right in the moment. He just doesn't. There's not enough planning.
That's
involved.
why he watches the game of footy the weekend before and picks his team off that.
And fuck me, Brandy. I've never seen a more defensive person about anything. Like, did you see?
Why does he do the interviews?
Even there was like another one
after the game,
and he was like full just like going red, bro. Like I thought he was gonna fucking burst. Like, if he gets a single question that was questioning their
Freddie
their
or
views
like
or whatever,
team selection,
and he's just like completely loses his head, man. Like, just cannot fathom that they fucked up. And I'm like, but you did. Yeah. You lost.
It needs to be said.
Yeah, and the way he's putting it, it's like, oh, we fucking won game. Like, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You fucking
He's
lost.
like, can we not just enjoy the game 3 win last night?
Because he's like, oh, what, you going back 3 years then? And I'm like, well, yeah, because you keep fucking losing, cunt. Like, what do you mean? It's true though, eh?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we'll win the series and don't want to question you.
Yeah.
But winning a game 3, which doesn't mean anything really, what's the point? Like, it's great you won. You don't win what's in front of you. That's what you keep saying. Oh, you only won. Yeah, but what was in front of you in game 1 was 3 games and you lost 2 of them. So you fucking lost, bro. Like, you know, this is the thing. I had a good thought the other day. Like, we're trying to think of some coaches when I was at work the other day, and one that I sort of come up with. It'll fuck the Roosters up, but look, at this stage, I don't really care. So, you know, people have sort of mentioned Boyd Cordner as being maybe like someone, but he's pretty
That's who I've been saying.
Underdone.
Yeah, but
could you maybe
Billy was underdone.
Yeah, for sure. Another one I thought was, and he's been the Roosters assistant coach for 2 years now. He's also been coaching with it for about another 4 to 5 years with the Roosters on field. I think he also coached with either the Rabbitohs or the Storm, or maybe both.
I'm going to say Matt King.
Yeah.
I've thought about him.
I thought that's a fucking good shout, man.
Yeah. He bleeds blue.
Bleeds blue.
Yeah.
He's a sick player.
Yeah.
He's perfect. Honestly, I would. No one's mentioned him. Not a single person. No. I've never heard anyone mention him.
And you could have
you?
No, I've not heard anyone mention him. But it makes sense.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, it's a perfect one.
And
you could almost do him and
Boyd,
Cordner.
Yeah, have Boyd Cordner as assistant.
Yeah. That's who I would choose going into next.
It's not a bad fucking call.
You could add, I don't give a fuck. Either of them could be your head coach. Or you could do, I don't think you could really do a two.
Matt King's a bit older, so maybe like.
I'd probably do a Matt King as a head coach.
And have Boyd Cordner
Boyd Cordner
as
as assistant.
successor.
Maybe he takes over in a few years or whatever, you know, and he could probably still work on the Roosters staff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd just be the Roosters reluctant to let him go if we've lost Riles and shit as well. But we've got Friend and Cordner's stepped into the new assistant coach roles. So maybe I would choose Matt King. I think it's actually a really good shout. And I've heard no one bring it up.
Nah, heard it here first.
Matt King.
I don't mind it, eh?
Yeah.
Should we talk about Queensland?
Yeah, a little bit of Queensland. Like,
yeah, they had it won.
But yeah, you could tell they weren't as into the game.
It wasn't like we need to win this.
No. There was like...
You never want to lose, but...
They were just poor in general in most areas when you look back at the actual game.
Yeah.
And I've actually felt like... I think Brimo's a sick player. I love Brimo, but I think he actually clogged them up a little bit.
He did.
He almost did...
He was doing a Teddy 1 and 2.
A little bit, yeah. It's sort of he's a different attacker. He doesn't have that speed to get on the outside. It's a bit different. He plays a bit more like a Tedesco in terms of like he's very an effort player around the ruck.
Yeah, a lot of involvements.
Whereas Walsh is a bit more flary and you know, I think the scary thing with Queensland is if one's out, it normally would be Ponga and he could play the exact same role as Walsh.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where it is. Like I reckon if you put like Ponga in that team like the other night. Would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
A lot different. Yeah. But I just think it was probably a bit too far gone.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would have maybe said that you could have done, so Ponga ruled himself out, was I probably, looking back, it's in hindsight obviously, but I would have maybe put Hammer at fullback.
I would have too.
And I would have put...
Or...
I don't know who at centre.
Or put Munster at fullback and bring Dearden in.
Yeah, I heard that, but I thought Hammer's been unbelievable this year. And probably the most like for like speed, everything.
Yeah.
I would have put Hammer at fullback.
Yeah.
And then you would have had to find a centre, but
they could find a centre.
They would have found one.
Yeah.
You know, you could maybe put...
They could have maybe put... Could they bring like Cobbo into the team?
Well, that's what I was thinking, to try and move that around. Yeah. I think you'd have to probably put Cobbo in the centres.
Sure, he could play centre.
Yeah. We played a lock this week.
Yeah.
Fucking 20 minutes played a lock. So I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I would have probably done that.
Yeah.
But hey, look, it's all in hindsight. Yep. They won. They were the better team over the 3 games.
It is what
we
didn't go down on a 3-0 sweep.
No.
It's a lot to be desired still.
Yeah. Like, it just, as I said, it just leaves you like...
Yeah, it's what if.
Annoying. Yeah. Like, it's just really annoying because you're like...
It is really annoying.
If we just actually picked the right team over the first 2 games...
Yeah, but credit to Queensland, like... You know. They got it right, man.
And the thing is with that is like, even if you fuck it up in the first game, don't fuck it up in the second game.
That's your chance.
And then he fucked it up probly even worse in the second game because he
scoreline
because of like picking Cook, having
picking Travojevic.
Yeah,
he was he's underdone.
He was fucked.
Yeah.
But not he could have played it a lot differently, and you know, you live and you learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. He doesn't seem to learn though. So
he doesn't.
Yeah, I just think they need to move on from him. But we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Let's get into the weekly news. Okay, so news. Tigers have been having a crisis meeting with Billy.
Today.
Yeah, Billy and who is it? Fulton. Yeah. Basically, it's been without Sheens though, which is very strange. Maybe because it's for stuff that's happening in the future, but I still think you'd probably have the head coach there. Maybe that's something where the writing's on the wall that maybe he's not going to be.
Haven't they've been talking to Holbrook.
I thought he was going to go to the Cowboys. I've seen that he was...
I don't know. I saw something over the weekend.
Because I think Dean Young's going back to the Dragons.
Yeah,
and I think Holbrook might be going to the Cowboys.
Yeah, well,
that's what I heard anyway.
Yeah, I read a thing over the weekend. Well, I seen a snippet of like Tim Sheens in an interview, and they were talking about like Holbrook apparently having meetings. He's like, well, as far as I know, I'm the coach this week.
How does this shit get out?
Dude, I don't know.
This is the fucked up thing with the Tigers. Like, you look at teams like the Tigers.
It's the board,
the
leaking
Dragons.
shit.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like to try and fuel their agenda.
Yeah.
To get things moving.
Sorry to harp on like the Roosters, but you look back to how shit we're going this year. Not a peep.
No.
You don't hear anything about anyone.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's
it just shows you how it's like.
It's what happens at these
Imagine if
clubs, man.
like we are in shambles for what our team is, and you don't hear a fucking word.
No.
And because you don't hear a word, there's no media presence in it.
Yeah.
Like these fuckers.
Yeah. Well, do you look at the Dragons?
Why is anyone leaking
when
this,
Hook
man?
was going? Like, there's always stuff coming out, and then
It's fucked.
like, oh, no, surely not, and then they get sacked.
It's fucked, man.
Yeah.
It is fucked.
Yeah.
So apparently,
so what do you make of it? Like,
well, I think Sheens will leave this year.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, he's fucking old, bro.
Do you reckon
They're not doing well.
No,
they're getting pumped.
Can't be good for your heart.
No. It's not good for my heart, man. Fucking 30, 31.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, do they have talks with Holbrook? He wasn't going that bad.
So you
this
reckon
year.
are they talking to him to come in as head coach, or are they talking to him to come in as an assistant to Benji?
I think as a head coach.
Because imagine I can't see him being an assistant to Benji. Like,
No.
that doesn't make sense.
No. I'm thinking they're talking about maybe they're saying, oh, Sheens has got a year on his contract and then we'll go on to Benji. Do you want to step in for that year?
Yeah.
A year and a half, whatever.
Yeah, it's fucked. I don't know, bro.
Pretty nuts.
What do you reckon about them signing Aiden Caesar? You don't like it?
Nah.
I kind of like it.
Isn't he's like 33?
He's old, but they just need someone there that's experienced, man.
Yeah.
And it's a short deal. Like, if it doesn't work, it's not going to be a big.
I thought he was quite injury prone over there.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't follow the Super League, but
only things we're seeing on
his
like Fox
his last NRL game was a grand final. So
yeah, it's not bad. Like,
you know what I mean? Like
stats to go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of look at it and you go, look, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
Had to crack.
He's old.
At least they're having a crack, I guess.
Yeah, and they need some halves, and we were talking about last week, like who are they going to sign? There's not really much still to sign here.
No.
We were sort of saying they've got like players there that can, you know, we're saying like they're sort of the Broncos of a few years ago because they've got those players,
that, like, experience,
and then all of a sudden they got Reynolds and they got like Capel and they got those 2 or 3 players that just sparked them.
Yeah,
you know, Buller's unbelievable, man. He could have been easily like another gun of the week this week, man, and in a losing team, and he was unbelievable.
He's so good.
You know, they just, as I said last week, they need to get some of those deadwood players out, like, you know, Nofaluma and these guys that are just not. They're just there for no reason.
Well, they offered the Fainu brothers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
From Manly,
and they turned it down. I think.
Yeah. I think they're gonna go Dolphins.
I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember who.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it's like that. Like if they get Aiden Caesar and he's there for 2 years and he plays okay, and he's just there to steady the ship, great. They clearly want to get rid of Dewey. It just seems to be the way.
Do they need like a succession
plan? They're saying Croft, Brody Croft.
Yeah, right. And he's mid-20s now.
He's but he's going to be like, he wants a long deal. So it's hard because he was here before, went to 2 teams, and he didn't work.
Yeah.
So you put in a big risk if you sign him on a big deal, and they're just going to be stuck in this same thing that happens to them where they're having to spend overs for these players to come to these clubs, and then they don't work. It's like, I might be wrong, right? But it's just my opinion. I look at Croft and I just see Luke Brooks.
Yeah. Just like
it's the same thing.
Out with the old.
They're like they're doing a like for like swap, if not worse.
Yeah.
Because Brooks has probably like shown in patches that he is good.
Well, especially this year.
Croft really has never come on. Like even at the Broncos, he was shit.
I was thinking about it the other day. Like this year, like I know Luke Brooks won the Dally M halfback in like 2018 or whatever.
Yeah.
But he like the last 2 months before he got injured, he's actually been playing good.
Yeah.
And do you think that was to get a contract somewhere else?
You see it a lot with players. You always see that when certain players come off contract.
Isn't it fucked though? Like, it's so you feel for the fans.
Yeah.
It's pretty shit.
Yeah. I could name a few players in the Roosters but I'm not going to, but like they've done that the past year. Like last year were unbelievable, and this year just
name him.
Just Matt Lodge.
Well, he's gone now anyway.
Well, still was one.
Where'd he go? Manly?
Yeah. I've got another one that's maybe a bit harsh because of things that have happened off the field.
Yeah, just say it.
Angus Crichton.
Yeah.
Great last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I know he had, as I said, maybe it's harsh but he came back for about 8-9 weeks and he was still coming off the bench for us.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Australian second rower and you're coming off the bench for 20 minutes.
Mm.
You know, there's players that fucking, you know, they come off contract and last year they're ripping in and then this year, you know, they're just, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where they go, to be honest. Like, it's a risk if they sign Croft. That's all I will say. Like, I just look at that, as I said, and I just see a like for like.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So,
good luck.
Anyway, we'll move on. So,
I think, actually, just before we get off them, what a fuck up getting rid of Hastings, I reckon.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, there was something behind the scenes happening there.
Had to be.
Like,
by all accounts, he's fucking, like, so good at the Knights.
He's so good, but he's just had too many things happen at different clubs that he must just be he mustn't be a good bloke.
But I think, like, I don't know.
But then I see all accounts at the Knights, he looks fine.
100%. The boys like love him.
So he's had a blow up at the Roosters. He had a blow up at Manly.
Yeah,
I think he went overseas. I think he had a blow up over there, maybe.
But then when he came,
I don't know. Well, to be fair, he won a few things. He came back. I don't know if he did.
He came back during
blow
COVID.
Up at Tigers.
Came back during COVID. I saw an interview with him with Kempy down in Cam on Bloke in a Bar, and it was like, like I've had all these moments in my career. I've gone over there. I've like learned who I am.
But then he did the same at the Tigers, bro.
Did he though?
He looked pretty.
It sort of
it's
sounds
weird
like
though
maybe
because
it was
if
like
you look at the start of the year,
you
look at the start of the year at the Tigers, and he looked like the guy, didn't he? The start of last year, he was the guy, and he kicked that field goal against the Eels last year to like get him in Golden Point, and then like he was in the captaincy group, and then they had like 7 players in there, and then they would give it to someone new every week, which was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, he should be the captain. We should make it like, I remember on fucking Bloke and stuff, and they were like, he should be the captain and stuff. And then all of a sudden, like mid-year, it just all died, like all that hype and everything just died off. And I don't know if something happened behind the scenes or, we're not really in the know-how.
No.
But even people like on podcasts and shit that seem to know all this shit, like everyone even just stopped talking about him and stuff. And I was like, the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, he was the fucking guy at the start of the year, man. And then just went. And it was like, did something happen behind the scenes and did it blow up? Because even like Justin Horro, like fucking... He hates him as well, and he always talks shit about him. And I'm
that's
like,
probably from like Manly days.
Well, he says stuff about Ches is a good mate, but it's like there's something going on, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I just feel like it seems like maybe there was too many like people trying to be the guy. Maybe he was trying to be the guy, but then Luke Brooks is trying to be the guy because he's the
I don't see Luke Brooks trying to be the fucking guy, mate.
But you don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And like Adam Dewey wants to be the guy.
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
Like too many people. Want to be the guy.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe the club got.
It just seems like it fits at the Knights, man.
100% it does.
Yeah, but there's a weird dynamic at the Tigers. It was all hype, and then it just fucking ended, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise you. Maybe he got the shits with how everything runs there.
Yeah,
and actually said something because no one else says.
I think
anything.
the only thing why this sparked it, and it's like there was just this clean break where the Tigers let him go, and I don't think it would have been as much of a thing if you didn't see that post game thing against the Knights when the whole Tommy Talau blow up thing. Do you know what I mean?
But I think that could happen to anybody.
Would that just be in the game? But I feel like after the game that would have been.
Yeah, but he just broke his nose.
Yeah, but I felt like there was some sort of like.
Yeah, but it was
from last.
Yeah, I know, but like he just broke his nose.
I don't mean about the Clemmer thing.
No, I know,
over,
but it was the whole. I know, but he just broke his nose.
Yeah,
and like
accidentally.
I know, but like if someone broke your nose, you're not going to be fucking very happy.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm probably just being defensive, I guess, but like...
I get it. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
Like, we're actually agreeing. I just don't understand why the Tigers shit fucked up. Like, that's the part I don't get. Like,
in my like, the way I see it
I think I don't see anything wrong with him.
No, but the way I see it is like... It was like, maybe the direction they were going in was still heavily Brooks.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not going to work. It was me and Brooks. And it's like me or Brooks. And they chose Brooks, and then now they got rid of him. Because we were trying to get Brooks.
Yeah, you were.
I'm fucking glad we didn't.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. Yeah,
Rant's over.
it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where to go. I'm not trying to say that he's a bad bloke. I don't see anything wrong with him at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand why it didn't work at the Tigers.
Yeah, neither.
Because he came back and he said all this shit about like, oh, I've changed and all this shit. But then like, why were they so keen to get rid of him? That's the part I don't get. And it's just like, is that just because it's the Tigers and they're a shit franchise and like they just keep making dumb decisions after dumb decisions, or is it the fact that he done something wrong? And you don't know, right?
Yeah, no,
That's
you don't, and we never will.
No, we won't.
Like, does it surprise you? Would it surprise you if it was the Tigers as a club?
Fuck no.
No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it could be anything.
Could be anything.
After all that, could be anything. Yeah, cool. So I just wanted to touch on all the different charges over the weekend.
Yeah.
And then there was just that little thing around, there's a lot of like elbows with the ball carrier running, which seems to have been a bigger thing over the last few weeks, but it was like, there was a few on the weekend. But before that, yeah, we'll talk about, there's a few charges out of the Titans Eels game. So RCG got a 4-match ban for the knees in the back. Yeah. Very lazy. I don't know about 4 matches. Is that a bit of carryover there? Must have been.
I reckon he could have been sent off for that.
Yeah. I'd say that. But I don't know if it was a 4-match ban. I don't know. 4 is a lot.
I'd say very
2.
Careless.
2 would be fair.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. I'll probably, maybe 4 is too many. 3 probably
4's a lot,
fine.
bro.
3 would have been fine.
Yeah. It was weird.
Pretty bad.
It was weird that it was like in the middle of the field. It wasn't even like
no try saving or anything. Yeah. That's just lazy.
Yeah. Just full lazy. Just, yeah.
And 100%. No regard for, like, that could have, like, fucked him up.
Well, it happened to Hutchinson last year.
Broke a rib and punctured a lung, anything, man.
Punctured Hutchinson's rib last year and we didn't even get a penalty for it. So,
yeah.
You know.
Stop talking about the Roosters, mate.
I don't know. Do you remember that, though? Against the Eels? It was fucking Eels as well.
Yeah.
Fucking dog cunts. Anyway. Tino got a 3-match. Tino got a 3-match charge.
Yeah.
For shoulder charge.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but yeah.
Sevo got a 3-match for high tackle.
Yeah, that was bad.
I didn't see that was bad. 3 matches.
I think they're going a bit overkill. They're just trying to get rid of. It seems like it's the in vogue thing. You know, there's always like every month there's like something.
I want to know if any of those players had carryover because they all seem pretty steep.
Yeah.
But then you look at the shoulder. I think Wallace got 3 matches too.
He did, yeah.
So they're both 3 matches for shoulder charge. I said to you before.
Is that the blanket thing for shoulder charge?
Must be. I said before we got on air about the Wallace one. I don't see how he could have done anything different.
No.
Like
there's someone there.
There was someone on this side of him. There was someone on that side of him. Yeah. His arm wasn't tucked.
Yeah.
His arm was about there. And he's pushed into with his shoulder. Great. But how can he move his arm any further out to wrap the ball carrier if someone's up against him? There was 3 players went into the same tackle.
Yeah.
You can't wrap your arms.
No, your arms aren't
unless you fucking scrum with them.
Yeah.
Like you can't actually do it, bro. So it's like I thought that was harsh. For 3 matches
maybe
for
like a week.
A week,
or something, like careless,
because they have to do it. Shit, but 3 for that didn't even.
Maybe they'll. I don't know if the judiciary be tomorrow night.
He didn't hit him in the head either.
No.
Like so,
yeah.
A shoulder charge that half wrapped an arm and it wasn't hitting the head, and you get 3 matches for it.
Yeah. Yeah. When RCG got 4 for bad knees in the back. It sort of doesn't.
Careless, bro.
It doesn't like.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. Equate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just want to talk about the elbows. So there was the worst one out of all of them, as in like, I don't even think it was anything. I didn't think any of them were anything, but it seems to be again something they're really touching on. Was Cobbo gets sin-binned for?
I thought it was pretty bad.
You thought that was bad?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty bad.
I didn't think it was bad at all. So are you telling me, right? So for instance, if he doesn't get knocked out with a knee, because that's what's knocked him out.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that elbow knocked him out. It was because he got kneed in the fucking side of the head.
I'm not disagreeing.
Would anyone have even noticed it?
Probably not. Maybe in the match review, they would have picked up on it.
Doubt it, bro.
But the way they're doing it at the moment.
You're watching that in super slow-mo where it's like,
I know.
Kind of hit him in there. He's palmed him, right? He's tried to hit him with a palm. It's hit him there, right? barely touched his head. He's clearly trying to palm him. Yeah. It's a fend, bro.
He didn't get any weeks, did he?
I don't know. I don't think
he got any weeks.
He's hit him there with it, and then he's fallen, and he's got hit with a knee and gets knocked out. Yeah. Like, what do you... No, I know. Are you sending him into the sin bin because he got knocked out? Because Tino did the same thing, the exact same thing, right?
Happy, yeah.
It was this penalty and play on.
Yeah.
Radley's done the same thing to Munster. He gets a $3,000 fine, so there's clearly something foul play, but there was no sin bin.
Yeah.
He's the most sin bin player in the fucking world ever.
Yeah.
Like...
No, I know.
So why is he getting... So he's got sin bin because there's a knockout and he got hit with a knee. It's not
consistent week to week, but it's still like you have to have a duty of care to the defending player as well. Like putting your arm up like that. You need to like do it faster. I know playing like game of inches.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it being a penalty.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if we're getting that out of the game, they were all penalties. I think he shouldn't have been sin binned.
I think sin bin's fine.
A sin bin's fine. Why?
And I think Tino should have got sin binned for.
So you're saying Radley should have been as well?
Probably.
So they all should have been sin binned.
Yeah.
So
it's careless. Should we
just get the should we just not fend anymore?
That's not it though. Because when you're fending with your hand.
Yeah, but everyone's fending like this, really.
Yeah, well, that's probably what they're trying to get rid of.
So
you should be fending with your hand.
You're not allowed with your opposite arm that's not carrying the ball. You have to run with that down by your side, basically, or in a normal running motion. You can't put your arm out anymore.
No, you can. But you have to. There has to be some.
Because if we start doing this, there's going to be this fucking grey area.
Yeah, no, but there has been with every single rule they've ever done.
I know, but then it's like this is where inconsistency. What's the biggest issue in the whole of NRL? The fucking inconsistency between one call to the next.
Yeah,
and it's just going to create another one, bro.
No, but it's just.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah, but there's certain players that have that style of running when they have the ball. Like Tino always happens for him. Sivo happens for him.
The only one that was actually the worst one that Tino done was not the Appy one, the Reed Marnie one.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that got nothing happened.
Yeah. That's the inconsistency.
That's the fucking fuck thing about it, man. That was the worst one and nothing happened. Fuck, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck me.
It's just grey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about inconsistency. We'll continue on with this theme. So the Titans last night, when Boyd missed that field goal, the NRL have come out now and said that the Eels were offside and they should have been awarded a penalty to essentially win the game.
Yeah.
And last week they conceded a penalty
for the exact same thing
in Golden Point against the Dolphins for doing the exact same thing right in front.
Yep.
Yep.
Literally the exact same thing.
What do you reckon about the NRL coming out and being like, we should have done this?
I don't think they should.
I don't think they should because it just means that they fucked up.
Internally?
It just looks unprofessional, bro.
100%. Internally, yes.
Yeah.
Say it, you need to do better because you fucked up.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be
public. But then if you do it internally, will clubs come out and be like, they've told us sorry? Or
but not internally to the clubs either. Right. Internally within the refs.
Within the refs.
Yeah, and the Graham Annesley and all the refs and whatever.
I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to be accountable. Yeah. But it just looks really unprofessional, and it makes the game. I don't even mean unprofessional on the players. I mean the whole game just looks unprofessional.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we got that call wrong. We got that call wrong. Yeah. You would have won. Yeah. You would have. That's what so what happens if they lose the 8 by? They missed the 8 by 2 points. They could easily go back and say, "Well, you cost us that game."
As a fan, I don't give a fuck if you were wrong.
Yeah.
Day later.
Yeah.
I give a fuck that you're wrong and you should have got it right.
It was the same with the Tigers fucking North Queensland last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That whole debacle that happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it clearly happens like 4 or 5 times a year. Why are you coming out and saying shit?
You're professional. I don't like. There's that many fucking cameras. There's that many I know we don't want to the bunker to be doing everything, but that's the thing.
That's a perfect example. Well, they could have easily got that right.
Yeah.
So,
he got it right last week.
He's kicked it. It's gone dead. They review every fucking dead play. Every play that goes dead, what do?
Yeah, they're watching it.
They watch it, but then they go, goal line drop out or whatever. Just hold on a second.
Oh, no, actually, no, he touched it, so it's a 20.
Yeah. They do it every fucking time. So why couldn't they do it on this? It would have taken them 3 seconds to look at that.
Literally. And what are the fucking touchies doing? Touchies are there.
Yeah.
What's the point of having them?
I don't know. Why can't I just don't know how I can't understand why they come out.
It's 2023 and I don't understand how we're still getting simple things wrong.
Yeah. But then you can see it can go the opposite way because I don't know if you've seen the union lately, but it is fucked.
No.
They've got this
I'd choose not to watch that.
I know, but they've got this like thing where they can adjudicate on anything now. I'm pretty sure they can even adjudicate on forward passes. Oh. And it's just like it's so like apparently the Wallabies, I didn't watch it, but I just reading comments. Apparently like I think it's called the someone's going to yell at me in the comments. In this, TRC or TMC or some shit they call it. It's like literally fucked because like like anything will be happening and they just rule on something out. Like they can just go, nah, it needs to be this, and the ref will just blow it like straight away. And apparently they fucked the whole game up the other night.
Really?
Yeah, like it's really, really bad. Like it's gone too far.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to get to that. It's
almost like the refs there just fucking just telling people around. What to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then to tell people on the field what's happening. Like and the person,
the middleman.
Yeah, it's gone too far. So it's like
I don't think we ever get to that in league.
But if there's a stoppage like that.
Yeah,
come on,
it has to be. Yeah, yeah. They check, like you say, they check everything else in dead play.
I think it's called TMO.
Right.
TV match official.
Okay.
Or something match official.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
technical
TMO. Something.
Match official,
Yeah.
Some shit. Yeah.
But fuck. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for that. We'll move into the games.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So Knights Tigers, mate. 34-18. We did touch them a little bit.
We did. Not really that much to say. Like Knights, it was a game we had. Like you have to win.
Yeah.
You're expected to win. They're normally the ones we lose. They played good in patches. I was never confident that we were going to win until like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I never thought you were going to lose though.
Yeah, I think
even
we
Adam
spoke
O'Brien.
about it. Yeah.
Adam O'Brien sort of said it after the game. He's like, I don't think we're ever going to lose that, but it was just like
it was like we're trying hard to not win though.
And I told you when we saw it at dinner, the dumbest thing he ever said was, he goes, we could have won by more though, and it would have really helped our for and against, which is going to make a massive difference at the end of the year.
We're one point above.
You've got to draw, bro. Like if there's any team it won't matter for, is you.
Unless it's us and Manly.
That's it.
I think we got way better for and against. Anyway.
And it's just like, what are you talking about? You fucking
he's
idiot.
Fucking on crack.
You could be on minus 200 and you'll still get in front of any other team that's like around the same because you got a full point. You fucking idiot. It's like, what are you talking about? You're the coach. Should you know that?
It's just frazzled, mate, after a big win.
Anyway. Well, we've touched on the Tigers, man. Like,
Buller,
there's not really much.
Good.
Oh, fuck.
Papali'i's starting to hit a bit of form.
Yeah.
Bateman a little bit.
Appy tried his fucking heart out. I felt sorry for him after the game. I don't know if you watched it after for a bit, and it was just like he was so frustrated, just like talking to Clement. I'm like, I feel bad for that cunt. He's come from fucking Penrith.
2 wins and 2 prems in 2 years.
And just to that shit show.
Yeah.
Oh, what things you do for money, eh?
Yeah, money, right? We would do.
Yeah. But no, thought Ponga was fucking really good in his 100th game. He was really, really good.
100th for the Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's apparently scored in every milestone game.
True.
Scored on debut.
Yep.
Scored in his 50th. Scored in his 100th.
Nice.
Yeah.
100th for Knights or 100th?
I think 100th for Knights.
Was that his 100th for Knights or in general?
I think it was 100th for Knights.
Sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll fact check.
I thought it was. He even wrote a thing saying 100th game, so I thought it might have been just for all.
Maybe it was. Maybe I'm just wigging out.
Might have been.
I thought it was 100 for Knights.
But yeah, I thought. Yeah, you did everything you could to lose that game, but got over the line there, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait for Dom Young next year, mate. I cannot wait for him. Makes me horny thinking about it.
It was 100 for the Knights. He's played 109 NRL games.
Right. Yeah. Fuck, I cannot wait for him.
For Dommy?
Oh,
mate.
It makes me so horny. Oh.
He'll just slot into your team and you won't get in the ball anyway.
Yeah. Play right wing, mate. Don't you worry. Slot straight in there. Straight in my basket.
Yeah, look, that's one thing. It's
all right. You can put Lockie Miller on the wing next year, mate.
We've got a winger and a second row coming from England. Right. Apparently, like next big thing.
Right.
So, yeah, who knows?
Just fuck him off then, eh?
I wish he was staying.
Hey?
I wish he was staying.
No, I meant Lockie Miller.
No, I wish Dom Young was staying.
Yeah, he's not. He's Dom
Surely, if he looks at the ladder now, he'd be like, "Can I renege on this offer?"
Oh, mate, you're a point ahead of us, so don't get your hopes up too much, bro. Chill out. He'll probably win this week and fuck me in front.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't think that either. Okay, Bulldogs, Broncos, 24-44.
Big scoreline for like.
They were in it for a while.
They were.
It was like, you know.
I thought the Broncos they were missing like 5 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually forgot they had a lot of their players out, and I tipped them, and then for the first bit I was like, oh, this could.
It could, yeah.
This could
it
swing
looked like
here, and I was
Bulldogs
like,
to get them.
maybe I fucked up, and then they just sort of their class.
Yeah.
It was that period when like Cobbo was off and shit when he got sin bin.
Yeah, they scored like 2 quick ones.
Yeah, and I was like, oh god. But then once they sort of figured their team out, I think it was when that, you know, that middle part of the middle part of like the game where you sort of have to bring your forwards on and stuff. They had to bring a lot of those younger fellas on. That's when the game can sort of like swing, and I felt like the momentum went to the Bulldogs a little bit.
Yeah.
But then when their like bigger names came back on or whatever after their rest, it kind of like evened out a bit more.
And Cobbo was back on the field.
Back on the field, not playing lock.
Yeah.
So he went back out in the wing, and I think that they got their. You know, Hetherington was fucking so good
He's
for them.
getting better every week. Yeah.
Yeah. The good Hetherington.
The good Hetherington. Why don't we get him? Fuck.
Yeah. They did a good job with a lot of players out. So
doggies are they're just being the doggies.
Dogs are just they're fucked.
They lost.
Yeah, we talked about it a bit last week. I don't think there's much more to say, man.
This year's a write off again.
Yeah, they're at this point now. Like if they had a couple of other players there, maybe. But it's a defensive thing, and man, I don't know if like a couple of players is going to fix that even next year. It's like they need to. There's some sort of system error there where they need to just fuck. And their coach has been fucking railing them after the games, man. Have you seen what he says? Like,
like amateurish,
and like shouldn't happen.
Shouldn't even.
Like
some of these players don't even deserve to be playing in first grade.
Destroying them, man. Like trying anything he can to just get them to tackle people, and they just can't.
Try to fire them up.
Yeah.
Another
example of could be a similar scenario to the Broncos from a couple of years ago. Like the same as I was saying about the Tigers. They've got those younger players in there, and I think they'll be a lot better with Sexton and stuff moving forward. He has looked really good, but he got injured. He went off, and I feel like when he went off, that kind of fucked him up a bit as well.
If he stayed on, could have been different.
It was lucky they had Flanagan even there to sort of fill in, but anyway. Not much more to say there.
No.
Cool. Next one, Manly Cowboys. That finished 8-19 in favour of the Cowboys.
Bit of a weird sort of game, that one.
Was a weird game. Yeah. We were sort of at the pub and we watched it in bits. But we weren't super
tucking into the palmies.
Yeah, tucking into some palmies. Extra lube. But nah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't really comment too much on it, I guess.
Yeah, we kind of missed a lot of it, to be honest. Sorry, guys, but yeah.
Didn't seem like a very dominant win.
What I did say to you, I remember, was like, Manly started off hot and they scored that first try.
Yeah.
And I said, if Cowboys can just weather this storm for about 20 minutes, like Manly, I've said it got said a lot last year, and I've backed it up again this year. I feel like they are flat track bullies.
Yeah.
They beat all the fucking low teams, but anyone that's actually decent they normally just can't actually hold them out and stuff. And I said to you, they were huff and puff for about 20, but if Cowboys can just weather that storm, they'll roll.
Haven't the Cowboys fucking changed their season?
They're back to what they were last year, man, in terms of just...
I think they won...
Flipped. You know what actually has helped them?
They won the last 5 in a row?
I think
6 in a row.
Yeah. You know what's helped them? Origin.
Yeah.
It's seemed to lift their fucking gun players.
Yeah, we were talking about it before Origin.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before Origin, that their Origin players are not performing.
No. You look at... Dearden wasn't performing. Val Holmes wasn't performing. Drinkwater wasn't performing.
Nanai had just come back off
Tal
suspension.
Lungi was really quiet. He was in and out, but there was Nanai wasn't performing because he was out.
Yeah, Robson I think was still playing.
Yeah,
good.
He was all right. Townsend wasn't very good.
No.
And these players, and then they had
Taumalolo
was out and stuff like that, and it just seems like all their players have come back. Everyone's healthy.
Yeah.
and
riding this high of like representative
and
football.
coming back from that, and it just like they're
Just
been
humming.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
scary. I
very
honestly
scary.
look at it and I don't know who's going to win the comp this year.
No, neither. You can't say.
I don't know.
No. Penrith are obviously favourites, but
Who would you say is the grand final right now if you had to choose?
who's in the grand final?
Yeah.
I think maybe like 3 weeks ago I would have said South, but I don't think you can put them in there anymore.
I couldn't.
I think I said that at the start of the year. South were going to be there.
I'm still going to say Panthers is one. They just look too good. As much as I don't want them to be, because I just want something different.
Yeah.
I look at them, man, and they're just too good. Like, they had fuckloads of players out there, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, we'll cover it in a bit, but fuck, they were just so good, man.
If we're talking like right now, form, Warriors could be there.
They could, but like, I'm not going off right now form. I'm going off what you think at the end of the year. Because the Warriors still have a loss in them, you know what I mean? They can still get that.
Maybe Penrith Broncos.
I think it's going to be Penrith. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that's like two teams that have been good all year.
Maybe the Storm.
Maybe. I think when it comes down to it, those two teams will beat them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just think the Broncos and Panthers just have a little bit more class that just will get them over the line. Those individuals that might just get them over the line.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's a very close year.
Yeah, very close.
It's sort of like anyone...
I feel like Storm are like one forward short of having a really good pack that just...
Well, they're missing the Bromwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they had maybe even one of them back in,
Yeah.
and then like maybe a Kafusi or whatever on the edge, I think I'd be like, yeah, 100%.
It's hard to fault
Or if they had that entire team, what they've got this year, but they had the Bromwich brothers and Kafusi in, I'd say they're probably like favourites.
I wonder, like, is Pappenhausen back soon? Apparently,
he started training this week with the team.
Can't be far away.
Well, like,
few weeks,
you might, maybe a few weeks.
But might be prime for finals.
He'd be
Get a game or two.
I reckon he'll replace Wishart.
Do you?
Well, Wishart's been playing 14.
Yeah.
I think he'll play 14. I think he'll play
At
the
the
rest
start?
of it. I reckon this full year he'll play the same way that he did when he first come into the comp.
Yeah.
And then I think they'll keep Meaney at fullback because I think he's just been too good.
Yeah.
And unless there's an injury, I think he'll play 14 the full year.
And then what, next year, swap with Meaney? Meaney come off the bench?
I don't know what will happen next year. I don't know.
They got a lot of like...
I think Meaney will go back to a wing or something maybe.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know.
It's a good headache to have.
But it's next year, so who knows?
Yeah.
Someone to do an ACL, who the fuck knows?
Well, that's it, yeah.
All right. Well, sorry about that. We'll move on. Roosters Storm. We were just talking about the Storm, so I'm not going to talk much more about the Roosters. I sort of covered them. Storm, good win.
Yeah. Kind of
just hung in the game until the Roosters cracked, basically, and then just ran away with it, dude. And it shows you how dangerous they are. They scored 3 tries in 10 minutes, and that game was over.
Yeah.
Just stuck in an arm wrestle for fucking 60 minutes and then scored 3 tries.
Xavier Coates scored a hat-trick against you twice this year.
Even those have pissed me off, like those tries, because it was like they were all pretty shit tries. Like one was an intercept. Like
he gassed on when
he
took
gassed
that,
it. I know, but I'm like that loop over the top. If he missed that, it was a try for us. So it's just like
Palgo or whatever on that wing.
So there was that. There was that lucky bounce where like someone did a kick. It like ricocheted off him, ricocheted off someone else, hit him in the chest. He didn't touch it. It rolled in front. He picked it up and scored. I was like, fuck me. Like just. When it's not going, it's not going, eh? Like,
when you're on, you're on.
Yeah.
Like when Storm were on.
Yeah. They got like just every 50-50 bounce in that game just seemed to go their way. Like I'm not like being like, fucking. It's just how some games it happens. I was watching, I was like, fuck me. Like just every bounce.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're rolling, man, and they're looking all right, I guess. So I don't know. There's not much more to say about them.
Yeah.
Cool. Warriors Sharks 44-12. We did cover this obviously at the start. Not much really more to say. Sharks just cannot. They just cannot beat top 4 teams. It's actually really.
It's hard for them to beat a top 8 team.
I can't believe you backed them, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm like, this will be the week.
Yeah.
Like they'll get them this week.
Yeah.
Dumb.
No.
Yeah. Should have. Would have fucking caught you nearly.
Yeah. And we've already covered the Warriors. They're just looking good, man.
Yeah.
Not much more.
I wouldn't be like. Are they top? They're coming 5th, I think.
I think they're close, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they finish top 4.
I could see the Eels winning a few more games and sort of sneaking in there, man.
Yeah, but they weren't that great yesterday.
Yeah.
They were good, like they
were
won.
Right.
But...
To be fair in saying that, they've got like 3 players out now.
Yeah.
Or 2. They've got 2 big players out. They're going to have Sivo out. And
when
then
Dylan Brown doesn't get back for a few weeks, still 5 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Hodgson's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Neck surgery.
I did see that, yeah. So who knows?
See what happens.
All right. Next one was Dolphins Panthers. Talked about it a little bit, but yeah, fuck.
Targo.
It was weird, man, because they come back in. They let Dolphins back in. The Dolphins just hung around because they couldn't kick.
No.
Like they fucking, I think it was like they scored 3 tries. It was 12-0 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it dropped back to what, like 12-10, and then it was like, I think it even dropped back to something. I think Dolphins went in front for a bit. I think Hammer scored. They went back in front.
14-12.
Yeah, and then they scored 2 tries late.
Yeah,
and
it
sort
was
of
24-14. Yeah, that's it.
They sort of ran away with it, but for a bit there, it looked like Dolphins might get up.
It did, and like you wouldn't have been surprised.
Well, the Dolphins were paying 1-12. They're paying like I think it was like $6. So I put a little bet on.
Yeah,
I put them on with like a Hammer and someone else to score, and like they also the 2 players I needed scored, and they were winning. I was like, fuck, this could be alright here, and then they just scored too late, but. It was worth the bet. Because I seen Panthers had so many players out, and then the odds stayed the same, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna have a bet on that. Like, you never know.
Because Cleary didn't even get put in.
Yeah. And then like I seen that I think it was Duru put it up that all the New South Wales players that got pulled out of the New South Wales Cup game to like obviously come to that game, and then you knew that was going to happen then. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm putting a bet on for sure. I wanted to talk about, we said at the start, Hamid playing in the centres.
Weird.
I don't get it.
No, he's like your most dangerous player. And he was okay in parts.
He's never been bad. Like even the week before against the when he played against the Bulldogs, he wasn't bad either. He scored a couple of tries. He looks good, but it's like you want that happening on every side of the field.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's trying to just fit every player in.
Yeah.
But
at the expense of your best team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to fit every player in and being like, well, these are my best players.
But I think Nicarima needs to come off the bench.
He needs to go to 14, but then he's like clearly not wanting to drop Milford. But I'm like, he's not bringing you anything, dude.
No.
I think they need to go. And then you had like Tavares playing on the fucking left wing. Yeah. He's not a winger, bro.
No.
He had no impact on the wing at all.
No.
You know? And it's like, they're not doing it because they've got injuries in the centres either, bro. Because you look at it and they go, well, they had Aiken, who has been playing left centre all year. They've moved him to the right centre, and then they've moved Tafara, who's playing right centre, to the wing. So I know they had Branko Lee playing right centre. I think he might be still injured.
I think he is, yeah.
But then they swapped him for Tavare.
Yeah.
So they've basically switched 3 positions to just be able to fill in Nicarima, and then he's playing him at fullback.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
It's like, sorry, boys, you've got too many halves. One's going to have to be out. It just is what it is.
You're just depth.
It's clearly Milford's the lowest out of those halves that he ranks them.
Yeah.
You're out. Sorry, you're 18th man, mate. You know?
Yeah.
Nicarima with 14, which was actually good at the start of the year. He comes on, he has impact there.
So electric.
Hammer's going to be better at fullback.
Yeah.
Tavare to right, you and Aiken back to left.
Yeah.
And you're good to go, bro.
Yeah. It seems so simple to us. Must be more complex.
Missing something.
Yeah, it must be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. And then the last one we had was Eels Titans 25-24.
Yeah.
Fucking good game, man. That was my favorite game of the weekend.
It was great. Very good game to watch.
Just a really so much shit happened.
Yeah.
Just never ended.
Like
so much.
After the game, or we just touched on before, makes it even more like, fuck, they got robbed, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's wild to think about, Like, yeah.
And it honestly could have went.
And they're all so close this year, and it's like that can just cost them getting into the 8.
Yeah.
It honestly could.
It's
just so bad, bro.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Because that's the one that got away.
Yeah.
And it wasn't their fault.
It was crazy. It was just like one try back like that. How about Dutho's try in the corner? Oh, People saying that's not a try. I'm like,
how? His whole body was up.
You could see his leg was up when the ball was on the ground. They showed the side angle. His knee was on the ground.
People just want to fucking whinge.
They're like, oh, show me an angle where his knee was up. I was like, every angle.
Yeah.
Like,
they've literally just showed you frame by frame. Cunt.
Every angle. They showed one where from the front, you could see the ball on the ground. And then
the side
angle at the same time, and his legs in the air. And I'm like,
oh no, they're not in sync, mate.
Fuck me, cunt. But yeah, they got robbed.
They got robbed, yeah.
At the end there, so
yeah.
That's it, man, for all the games.
Yeah.
Let's go through next week.
Yep.
Can't believe that's round 20. Round 21 going to be this week. Mental. What's that? Only 7 weeks left. 6-7 weeks.
27.
28.
Yeah.
28 rounds. 27. Yeah. Jesus.
Fuck. Yeah, 27.
Roosters going to have to win every game now to make the 8.
I think we almost do anyway as well.
I'd rather them just lose this week and put me out of my misery. And fucking go on a 5-day winning streak and like.
Who have you got? Titans.
Yeah, Titans.
Up here.
We'll probably win that.
That's at Gold Coast too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about going, but they don't deserve my money. Fucking dogs.
You got something on anyway.
Yeah.
All right. This is a fucking great Thursday night game. Dragons versus Tigers.
Oh my god. It actually probably would be a really good piece.
It probably will, yeah.
Because it's going to be. I honestly don't think either of those teams will win another game this year.
Except for this one.
Except for that one. So that can be like, that can determine the wooden spoon.
Yeah, good. Who you going?
Fuck. Toss a coin, cunt.
Yeah. I'm going to go Dragons.
I'll go Tigers. Just to make it interesting.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Warriors, Raiders.
Oh, fuck. It's hard.
I'm going to go Warriors.
At Warriors? Yeah, I'll probably go Warriors, man.
Yep. This should be a good one. Bunnies, Broncos.
It's hard because I think Broncos still have a lot of players out. They'll still have Ricky out. They have Reynolds was a question mark because of his hand. Walsh is back, yeah.
Carrigan's in. Haas, I don't think so.
I'll go. Who you going?
I'm going Bunnies.
Fuck. You're a dog.
It's at Bunnies as well.
Yeah. I'll go Broncos. Fuck it.
Righto. Titans, Roosters.
Fuck. I don't know. Roosters.
We've got Titans.
Fuck, we might see a swing here. There's 3 games.
You'll go way ahead.
Yeah.
Storm. Night Storm.
Night Storm. I'll go Storm. Where you gonna go?
I don't know.
You should go Knights just to fucking. This could ruin your whole tipping, or it could make it.
Yeah. I'll put Knights.
Yeah, you'll let me know if you change
but
it.
I will let you know. Yeah. Cowboys, Eels.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys. Panthers, Bulldogs.
Panthers.
Sharks, Manly. I'm going to go Sharks.
Yeah, I think Sharks might bounce back.
They beat them like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At Brookie, and it's at Sharks. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. All right. That's it for another week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, please like and subscribe on our YouTube. Please subscribe. It really helps us. Yep. And if you haven't, please follow us on Instagram where we put all our tips up and some little shorts from the podcast as well. That's it for another week. Thank you.
See ya.